Thanks for joining us today on The Perfect X. My name is Sherry, and this is my co host, Ben.
Hi everyone, this is Ben.
And today we're talking about what not to do when online dating.
Went online dating, nice.
Yeah. And before we start, I just want to remind everyone to follow us on The Perfect _X. That's the letter X on Instagram. We're also on Thread now. So The Perfect _X on Thread. And then also, if you could follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify at The Perfect X.
Correct. And you can also email us at theperfectx, no underscore in this one, at hotmail.com.
Yep, you
We're
can.
old school. We like Hotmail.
I know. I think you're the only person I've ever met that had a Hotmail, and we should tell people like, we both have a Hotmail without even knowing it.
I know it's for me, I really like that platform and it was my first email address. So I just I just kept using my first email address that I ever opened and yeah, and I just kept it and I really like it. So I do
I
have
totally
a
get you.
Gmail, but I don't really use it that much.
I It's such a hard thing to use. I can't use Gmail. Like it's just so confusing to me.
Yeah.
So maybe
Um.
we're just both lame.
Yeah. But
All
yeah,
right.
how you been? How was your weekend?
Well, it feels like a weekend, right? Even though it's Friday, so we're actually going into the weekend. But I feel like it's Monday because I just got back Wednesday night from Vegas. So for me, it's like I feel like I had Saturday, Sunday, and now today's Monday because I've been working like crazy all day.
Well, that's good. But yeah, how was Vegas?
It was really good. I mean, me and NASA always have a good time together, whatever we're doing. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
I've definitely outgrown Vegas. Like there was a time where I loved going. And I just definitely, it's just not my thing anymore. I love walking, so I was all, and I love the heat, and it was like 44 degrees. So I was like living life walking in the heat.
Okay. Everyone, listeners, she's saying 44 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit. just
I think,
just so everyone is aware, because if you say 44 degrees and you're like, oh, it was so hot, 44 degrees, a lot of people are gonna think that it's Fahrenheit, and yeah.
that's true.
So
That's true. I know I have that problem when I take my car in too. Like they're always like, what? What? Like, how did you drive so much? And then I'm like, it's kilometers. And they're like, oh, never, never mind. But
yeah,
they realize I don't drive at all.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I also like Celsius. I grew up using Celsius, but now that I'm living here in the States, I mean, I just have to get used to using Fahrenheit. So, but yeah, 44 degrees is
I
really hot.
can't
It's like
adapt. I don't know what it is.
a hundred and five, a hundred and something, I think.
Well, you know what's crazy? It's like if it's like that in LA, it doesn't ever get that hot in LA. But if it does, it's you're like dead. But it was so dry there. Like I didn't even sort of sweat. Like I was perfect. Like I
Yeah,
was
it also
living
depends
life.
on, yeah, the humidity.
It wasn't humid at all. Like it was
Yeah.
amazing. I loved it. But that aside, like we didn't really like. It's not like we're both like, should we go clubbing? It's not really our thing anymore. Like it wasn't. I wouldn't go back. Like I haven't been to Vegas in years, and I have like no inclination to go back.
Look at
And
you, so mature now. And
so there was a time where I was all over that town. Like you could not. And I don't know what it was. I used to always like fall. Like I think I told you before. Like I'm such a faller. Like I trip over nothing. And
yeah, you're
so
clumsy.
I had to wear shorts under my dress at one Vegas vacation, no matter what I wore. I was like, I had to wear little shorts because I was like, I'm gonna trip and I'm in heels the whole time. I'm gonna flash all of Vegas. So
Well, it's Vegas. Doesn't What's wrong with that? Everyone's flashing over there.
I I know, but it was like when Girls Gone Wild. Like I didn't want to be a part of that. I'm all for it, but if I'm gonna do it, I want the t-shirt. Like,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. But yeah. But I will tell you, we also didn't see like a single guy we were interested in. There was only like one time we were in the elevator. We stayed at the Cosmopolitan, and we were like in the elevator. We were coming down to go get coffee in the morning, and there was three guys. The elevator door opened. Somebody else got in. We both saw the three guys, and the elevator door closed. And we're like, "Oh my god! Finally, some hot guys." We literally as soon as like we got to the main floor and those other people got off, we like pushed right back to get back to that main floor, the floor they were on. And we walked around, we couldn't find them. But those were the only three guys that we even saw we were sort of interested in. Like it
Mm.
was so it was just like a pretty much a nice, quiet weekend together.
Girl weekend,
Yeah.
just you two. Nice.
Yeah. What about
Well,
you? What
that's
did you
good.
do?
What did I do? On the fourth, I really just we several friends. We went bowling and then we went to one of their houses and we were just playing board games.
Oh, that's
That's
cute.
all we did. Yeah, we didn't see any fireworks. We were just like, nah, I don't know.
Well, I
I'm
don't
not,
blame you. Like
yeah.
going to fireworks is such a hassle. It doesn't matter where you live. Like there's always traffic. If they're only 10 minutes long, you know.
Yeah, and
So,
it's been so hot over here. So also like you don't want to be outside. Doesn't matter if it's 8, 9, 10 at night and it's still hot and you're like, no, it's not, yeah, not a good time to be watching fireworks. Yeah, no. So yeah, just
well, I
chill.
gotta tell you one thing. So I'm obsessed. Well, I'm obsessed with fireworks. It's like my favorite thing. And I hate going to them. Like I hate the hassle of trying to get there. And we were so close to Caesars where they have like really good fireworks. And like literally 15 minutes before they started, because we're like, should we go in the crowd? We walk out the door of Caesars and like there's like a post kind of thing. And we just climbed up there and we had the best view outside of the crowd and watched the fireworks. And I was like, this was the worth every second of coming here. So that was
Yeah.
like the one highlight of the trip.
Yeah, I mean, also I'm pretty sure fireworks over there in Vegas are way better than here in Austin. So,
Well, Massa said it was the best fireworks she's ever seen.
wow. Did you
So
see anything about that sphere that's gonna be going on? Like they tested it out during, I think it was that weekend that you were there.
no, I didn't see. What is it? What's a spear?
Well, it's a huge sphere and it's like screens, like monitors, but it's like just a ball. And so it can show images of different things. Look it up.
Okay,
And
I'll look that.
And yeah, I thought of you because I saw it like, I don't know, like an ad about it or something about it. Like they were testing it out, and I think it was during this weekend that you were there. So that I wanted to ask you if you saw it. But
I never saw that. I'm looking it up now, but I never saw that.
yeah, check it out. Like Sphere in Vegas
I'm
lights
looking.
up
I
or
never
yeah.
saw it. Never know. But we weren't aware, but I never saw
Well, yeah. I mean, I
it.
wasn't gonna text you and be like, "Hey, look for the sphere," or something. But yeah.
I would have though, because we're not very. Me and her are not very good at looking at what to do when we travel. So if you told me, I would have actually liked it. Next time, tell me.
Okay. I
I'm not
will.
a researcher. All
Okay.
right, so let's get into this.
Yes.
What not to do? Okay, so we should mention like we have brought this up before, but I don't know about you, but I have a lot of friends that are like newly single and newly onto dating apps after like being married for so many years, and I feel like the same thing comes up over and over. Like people are really confused on what to do and what not to say or how to say or what their profile should look like. So I thought this was a great combo for us.
Yeah.
Um,
And I have a good question. Well, I have a question that always I wanted to always ask a girl that's on dating apps, but and it comes towards what I should do or what should I not do. And it's when if I'm in a dating app, are you waiting for that person to leave a message or just a like to one of your photos? Like, does that matter to you?
yeah, it definitely matters because, like, well, it depends on the app, right? Like on Bumble, a girl has to message first, right? On
Yeah.
Tinder, we both can match. On Hinge, one can send it and the other one has to accept it. But so I guess on Hinge and Tinder, those are the only time. So even when I send a like to a guy's photo, I prefer, and I would need them. I mean, someone's got to say something for us in order to have a conversation,
Yeah.
right? I prefer a guy saying something because I'm old school. Like I like men who take initiative. I like that. But I think there are times where like I send a like on Hinge and the guy accepts it, and then like 4 or 5 days go by, no one says anything, and I actually like I find that just weird. Like someone's got to say something, right? So
So
I think
so it's better to leave a little, hey, how's it
message.
going? Hey, I really like, I don't know, or I've been to that place, like if it's a photo where you've been, or a little
Hmm.
something instead of just like
I
a
think so.
thumbs up. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm telling you, like I think a lot of times guys, when the girl sends the like on Hinge, they're waiting for the girl to then initiate. But I know myself and a few other girls that are like, well, why isn't the guy saying anything? Like I sent you the like, so say something back.
Yeah.
Why do you just send the like?
Yeah, I sometimes just send a like and then I'm like, should I just should I have said something? Because then like
Yeah.
in Hinge, like if I send a like, that's it. Like I can't go back and be like, oh, by the way, I wanted to say something, you know? So
But if but she still has to accept it, or you have
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
match
I
on
get it.
Tinder.
Yeah. I know, but are they like, do girls think, oh, this guy is just sending likes to everyone instead of really paying attention to or leaving a little
No,
note, you know, like
no. I
no.
mean, I think we're all a little egotistical, and we like to think that you specifically liked our profile. So I don't think that, but I have heard of that guys go nonstop like to the right, so they like everyone. But they all have limits unless you're paying for it, and a
Yeah.
lot of people don't actually pay for it. So I don't know how many a day. Like let's say it's 20. So if I'm one of your 20 of that day, and I also don't feel like people spend that much time. Like I don't have all day to sit there and like everybody. You know what I mean? So if I get a like, I assume that person took the time and also liked me for me, not just because he liked everybody. So but I would appreciate a message. Like I know a lot of times like on Tinder, I have so many matches on Tinder that I don't say anything, they don't say anything. And it's like, well, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
you know? So
But you would answer to a like, at least with another like, and then maybe
if
wait for him
the
to send it.
guy, well, I mean, the only thing I would ever have that to see that is if it's Hinge. So if the guy sent me that he liked me, and I liked his profile back, then I would accept it. It's not like I would like it back. I would just accept it, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
that way
okay.
we match, right?
Okay.
But on Tinder, I mean, all it does is match, and on Bumble, all it does is match, and then on Bumble, I have to say something first.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Perfect.
So, but I think the
So
guy should say something if
should
he
say
has.
something. So one thing not to do is just send a like. It's
Mhm.
better if they send a little, hey, how's it going?
And I also feel like that too. Like if I send it towards a guy, and that's like my type of guy. Like I have a girlfriend who she doesn't really care. She'll message before, but I usually wait till they say something.
Okay.
If it gives us the opportunity, because I'm like, well, I like either I sent you the like to begin with, so like now you should like me back. But then at the same time, I'm hypocritical because if the guy sends me the like first, I'm like, then he should message me. But it depends. But yeah, definitely say something. I think that's really important.
Okay.
Like don't just sit there and wait, as a as like a like waiting for the girl to say something. Because yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's nice. It's nice. We girls still like being hit on. Like it's why do we get rid of all old school things? Like you can still be a feminist and still get hit on, Like I think like socially, like men do have it hard too, but women are based, we were raised that our looks and everything matter so much. So it is appreciative and I think well receptive when we both match and you message me first. I feel good about the situation. I feel good about myself.
Yeah. I feel
But
you. Okay. Well,
you're
that
like,
was
okay,
one of
good
my
to know.
questions.
Well, here's something else I want to bring up because I hear this a lot. Like a lot of my newly single friends, I hear this more from them than the ones of us who've been playing this game for a long time. But they go like you're like, oh, like they're like, I'm offline. I hate this. It's not working for me. And you're like, well, what happened? They're like, well, I went on like 2 or 3 days, and it's like, well, that's not. And like they were so bad, and I can't do this again. And it's like people don't realize like because back in the day, yes, like you go on 2 or 3 dates and you really invest that time because you don't know when you'll meet someone else. But online, like 2 or 3 dates is nothing. Like it's really a numbers game. Like I have this really big emphasis on telling my friends like if you go on like 10 bad dates, that's nothing. Like you need to go on 50 dates and know that or have like 50 matches and then go on like 20 dates and only like of the 20 dates 5 will be decent and of the 5 maybe one will be good, like someone you want to invest more time in. you need to invest that time into this dating app situation, and you need to know that 2 or 3 dates or 10 matches or 20 matches is really nothing. Like that's like saying you went on no dates, because it's really a numbers game, and the numbers need to be high in order for there to be success.
Yeah.
Generally, like, some people luck out. They go one date and they're the luckiest fucking person in the world, and they meet their whoever. But that's the thing. Like, I even know someone who went on 37 dates and then they met their person. But that's even low. Like, that's number wise, that's low.
Yeah, because if you think about it, I mean, you would never meet so many people that are in the app in a night at a bar. You know, like you have
Hmm.
so much option in the tip of your finger that, yeah, like you say, it's statistics. Like
It
the
is
the
statistics.
yeah.
Well, yeah, people have to think about it. If you want to meet someone seriously, then you need to see the dating apps as a job. Like it's actually work. Like if you were applying for jobs, like it's the same thing. Like you got to put in the time and the effort. Like if you apply to 30 jobs, you hope that like 5 respond, right?
Yeah.
And and so this is the same thing, but I mean this is actual work. It's not applying. I mean it is applying. You got to
Yeah.
like match with like 50 people, talk to 20, meet 5, and then do that cycle all over again, over and over. Like that's the way you got to see it. Like, not I went on 5 dates like in the last 2 months, I'm done. They were horrible. Like that's nothing. That's really nothing. Like.
Yeah. And something I liked about that, that you say that it's like a job, your profile is like your resume. I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to get a good job, you need to update that resume and not have. I see so many weird pictures sometimes, or just like, oh, a one photo and then the rest are sunsets, and I'm like, that tells me nothing.
I know. I know. Like
Yeah.
you're like, I've seen a fucking sunset. I'd like to see your face. That's what I'm
Yes.
curious about. Well,
Yeah.
let's
I'm not.
definitely
I'm
talk
not gonna
about the
date the
profile.
sunset. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the profiles too, because I definitely want to like rip those apart. But before we go there, I also want to say one more thing to our listeners, really, really important. It's exactly what you said. It is a resume, your profile, but dates are also like it's like being on an interview. Like not every interview leads to a job offer, and people need to stop thinking that every date is like the date. Like this could be the one. Like you need to be okay that some dates are going to be fucking awful. Like that's like a huge thing. Like people need to accept the fact that one every other date might be the worst date of your life. It's okay. It happens to all of us. Or every other date might just be a new friend, or every other date might just be the most boring time of your life.
Yeah.
These are actual little interviews. Like they're opportunity to meet a human being. It doesn't mean that human being is your next forever.
Yeah. No, it's the networking.
It's exactly networking. It is networking. Like you don't go on every job interview and expect to be hired,
Yeah. No.
right?
Of
And
course. Yeah. No.
and then
You have to work for it. You have to like. Yeah.
yeah,
And you also have to. Yeah. Yeah. You have to know, why are you applying to that job? Well, why are you interested in this person? I mean, if you want to apply for an engineer, but you're not even an engineer, like you're not gonna get that job. So if some girl doesn't like hiking and you're like really into hiking and stuff like that, it's just not a great match, you know?
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And you gotta just be okay with it. Like I don't know why people take it to such heart when they have bad dates. Like and then they give up. They're like, "Oh, I already did like 2 online dates. They were so bad." It's like 2 is fucking nothing. Like, you don't just give up because it was shitty. You can't just like never work just because you had 2 shitty interviews.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't work like that.
They're just waiting to win the lottery.
And honestly, like, exactly. Well, so am I. But also, I think another thing is like people forget. Like, it's great to just meet people, like make a new opportunity to make a new friend, and you never know, maybe that person invites you out and you meet other people through them, and maybe you meet the one through them. Like it doesn't have to be a catastrophe just because this person and you had something in common as a friend, but not as a relationship. Like it's
Yeah.
actually a positive thing.
Yeah.
But then yeah, I mean, again, the profile is the resume, and that is so like your
It
profile is
is.
the first thing people see.
Yeah.
I mean, like I put on put it here. I was like, one thing I can't stand in a profile is negativity. Like you're right. If the photo's not there, that's a whole thing too. Like I fucking don't understand. Like guys nowadays, they do the fuzzy photos and girls with the filters. Like,
Yes,
you know,
that's a no-no. That's like
this
trying
this
to
thing today. I don't know if you saw the filters. I mean, you
what?
said the last time how much you hate those. The filters.
Yeah, yeah. But
Well,
you said
I
you
hate
read
like
something?
well, yeah, well, I read something, and I'm okay with like a little bit of filter. Like it's okay if you just like brush out the, the your wrinkles. But I read something. I don't know if you saw my Instagram. I posted it. It was like something. Oh, let me see if I can pull it up. It said, um, "Stop editing your pics. What if you go missing? How can we find you if you look like Angelique Jolie on your Instagram and a potato in real life?" It's fucking true. Like, don't you think that someone is going to meet? Isn't your intention of the profile to meet someone? If
Yeah,
you're
of
Mr.
course.
fucking Potato Head, then be Mr. fucking Potato Head.
Maybe you'll find Mrs. Potato Head.
Exactly. Or at least your ear, you know? You just
Yeah,
don't know. But
yeah,
but there's
totally
also the
agree.
fuzzy photos and old photos and sunset photos, like you say. Like it's exhausting. Like people need to really set these up like they would their resume. And you don't put negative shit on resume either. Like I really am so sick of seeing people bitch on their profiles. Like I see things like where guys are like, they literally write like sick of online your Instagram. You know, like, okay, well, if someone asks you to follow your Instagram, just don't follow it and don't talk to that person anymore. Like, you don't need to put it on your profile that you're so fucking angry and like you're so sick of online dating. But I don't even want to match with you because I'm also annoyed at the process and I don't want to just sit there and bitch about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Of,
no one wants to be doing this.
yeah, of course. And I mean, maybe they're trying to, oh, maybe we can connect that way. But then what are you gonna talk about the first date? Like, you're just gonna be bitching about everything? Like, is that your first topic of conversation? Like, no, put positive things. Put, yeah,
Who wants to connect with a negative person? Like
of
I
course.
don't like negative. Everybody has things they don't like. Like like you can put like just like you have in yours. Like I don't want kids. Oh well, that's normal. Like you're like hey, like just if you're interested in kids, like I'm not. I don't plan on having kids in the future. You can put it in that sense. But some people are like, I've even seen like guys write, which I think is just fucking so shocking rude. They're like, not looking to be a stepdad. If you have kids, swipe left. Like like you
Yeah,
don't need to go to that extreme. You don't need to be that fucking negative. You could just say like not really looking to be a parental figure, or you just if someone has kids on the profile, you just swipe left. Like you don't even need to put that on there. But
yeah,
you don't need to be so negative. I've even seen like I mean it's LA, they were like not looking for gold diggers. I'm not your fucking sugar daddy. Well, okay, I get it. I get it. But you don't need to put it on there. Like you can just say like looking for a girl who's career oriented. Well, that pretty much says it without being so
yeah,
negative, you know?
yeah.
But
Totally
I mean,
agree with that.
right? Because it
Yeah.
puts a negative spin on everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all should try to be more positive. We went through two kind of negative years in our lives, and why just like I don't know, we went through it. We're fine now. We're doing better. Let's start being more positive and liking people, and there wouldn't be so much hate in the world if we were all a bit more positive, a little bit
Exactly.
more sunshine.
And there's always a way of saying something with a bit of sunshine. Like you can say I'm not interested in something without saying it like an asshole. You could add a little spin.
Yeah. And that should not be the first thing that I see when I'm looking at someone. You should not be reading negativity in the first, like in your resume. Like, no, like you don't say, oh, I left this job because it fucking sucked. No, you don't say that. I was
No,
looking for better opportunities, so I moved to this job. Okay, got it. But
or
yeah,
like
don't,
on your resume, you're not like not looking for a boss who tries to give me more work that I want. You know,
yeah,
you could
fucking
just say
micromanagers. I hate them. Don't give me one of those bosses.
because you would know that nobody would fucking pick up your resume. So why do you spew your bullshit online and just think a girl's gonna be like, oh, yay, He's so sick of online dating. He fucking hates this. I definitely want to go out with him. You're like,
I
fuck you,
found
Prince.
my prince.
Yeah. You're, fuck you. I feel the same way, you negative asshole. You're already an asshole. I'm not in the mood to deal with more shit.
Yeah, true.
I gotta say though, there has been like a couple really funny, and I love funny lines on profiles. I love it, like one-liners. And there were two I never ever ever forgot. These are really old. I saw these long time ago. And I that's another thing too. Like I sometimes tell my guy friends that are like funny, I'm like, if you got a one-liner, put it on the fucking profile. But there were two that I fell in love with. One guy wrote, I let the dogs out. And that's all he wrote. You remember that song?
Yeah, of course. Baja Man.
Right? And it's like, I just, that's all he wrote. And I thought it was the cleverest fucking thing I ever read. Like, I didn't even, I mean, I loved that song as a kid, but I didn't even remember it as an adult, but it was just so fucking clever. And there was nothing else. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm swiping right. And this other guy said, do you guys have Trader Joe's in Austin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
what do you
anybody,
think we have? Just like farm places and they only sell feed or what? Like, it's not,
I thought you were
yeah.
milking your own cow in the backyard. I wasn't sure.
I make my own butter. I mean, yeah.
Listen, I wasn't fucking sure. Like, I'm not sure. But I thought it was a California thing. I thought Trader Joe's was.
I don't know if it's California, but we do have Trader Joe's over here for yes. I know what it is.
Well, anybody who doesn't, Trader Joe's literally has the smallest fucking parking lots you will ever find in any grocery store. Like, going to that parking lot is hell. Is that like that in Austin?
Um, I mean they're kind of small. Yeah.
In
Yeah,
LA, they're so small.
yeah, because I mean it's not a huge grocery store. I mean it's it's not yeah. I mean I don't like Walmart, but I mean Walmart is huge. Trader Joe's has yeah, it's a fraction of that.
And they
But yeah,
say that it's pretty much like based on how the size of the store is as big as your parking lot.
yeah.
And so I guess they just have teeny tiny fucking parking lots, and it's like hell. Anytime you got to go to Trader Joe's between like a normal hour of the day, so all day, like it's like you're literally waiting for a parking spot. And this guy wrote, "I judge people based on how long they take pulling out of a Trader Joe's parking spot." And I was like, "Oh my god, I get you, and I already like you because it just shows how thoughtful you are." And yeah, those were two profiles that stuck to me. I just I'm just saying, like, if you're funny and you can write something funny and intriguing, go for it. If you're not a funny person, don't, because it's really gonna set you up for failure. Like I now assume these two fucking people will be the best dates I've ever been on. So do you have anything funny on yours?
I don't think I have anything funny. I
No?
should. No, I should update my resume.
Yeah,
Sorry, my
you should.
profile.
But it is a resume.
No,
It
no,
is a resume.
no. I know. Yeah, but I should probably say something funny.
I love funny because you are funny. Why not? It's
Yeah,
like being yourself.
yeah. But I can't ride the dogs because somebody already left them out. So
Well, what if you said I brought them back in and let them
no,
out?
no, no. But yeah, but those are yeah. That who let the dogs out? That was a good one. But yeah.
That would, I mean, you should use it. It's not like he know. I don't even know who that guy is now. This was years ago.
No, I'm not gonna use that one. But but thanks.
Hmm.
So what else is another do not do or what not to do on dating, online dating?
I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but this has happened to me a lot. Well, not a lot. I shouldn't say a lot. This has happened to me. But there's like a call feature on these apps now.
A what?
Have you ever, like you can call someone from the app.
Oh,
Like you can just
oh,
call.
yeah. Well, I I thought I used it once, but it was like after we had like several conversations, like I don't know, 2 days of conversation, and it was like, hey, do you want to call? Instead of exchanging numbers, we use that, and then after we exchange the numbers.
But you
But
asked. You guys had a conversation about it.
correct, yeah, I was just not gonna go like ring. No,
Okay, so I think that is completely okay. Like if you don't want to give your number, but you want to have a conversation, totally okay for it. But I've had guys who like they message you and then like you're working and living your life or whatever, and all of a sudden you're getting a call from Bumble, and it's like, what the fuck? Like I'm not answering your message. Obviously, I'm busy. I don't live on the app. I have a life. And then you have the balls to just call. And I had like a couple times where guys just keep on calling. Like as soon as I had a moment to grab my phone, I block them because I'm like, I just feel like that is so invasive. Like if I didn't give you your number, my number, we didn't decide to have a conversation. We've only given a couple like text back and forth, and I'm not answering your text right now. For you to go ahead and just call is the most irritating thing that's ever happened to me. Like I can't stand. I think you should never randomly call for the app. Like that feature is only for exactly what you said. If someone didn't want to give their number, they wanted to have a phone conversation, that's what that's for.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that that's how it should be. Now, another question: how fast or how quick do you share your number? Like after how many days, or is it
It
in the first?
depends.
Yeah,
It really depends. Like sometimes there's guys that like right off the bat the conversation like just flows and they ask for it and I give it. And there's other guys that like you're talking for so long and you're like then they ask you and even after they ask me because I didn't really enjoy the conversation and I was like trying to give them another opportunity like with the conversation you're trying to think if there's like anything you connect I'll never give and there isn't. Like let's say like you've been talking for like 3 4 days and like consistently but like it's not really like anywhere you want it to go
yeah,
and then they asked for my number and I'm like honestly like I tried this conversation and it went nowhere. I won't even give my number. I'll just stop talking to them.
yeah,
And there's been times where like the conversation was just natural and like you're busy, they're busy. It took like a week for a decent conversation to go by and then they ask for your number and then you give it. So it really just depends, you know. There's just some people like they I just there's no connection and you're like trying to like see if there could be. I can't do it. I can't just give my number to anybody. What about
yeah.
you?
I really wait maybe like 2 3 days. We've been having like conversations like um uh, like do you want to exchange numbers or something? Because I also don't have my notifications on the app.
Oh, me either.
Um, so so sometimes I would be like, I don't know, working or something and would not check the the app. And then when I got home, I saw that there was already a conversation going, and then I feel bad because I'm like, oh shit, it's been like 7 hours since she texted or I don't know. And and so then I'm like, hey, do you want to exchange numbers? I would respond faster or something like that. Um,
Well,
but yeah,
that's another thing too. Like I think it's completely acceptable to not expect someone to even answer within a day on the app. Like I think the normal average person doesn't have notifications from the app because it could send a lot of notifications. Like you could match with a lot of people, you know? And
I don't,
so
but yeah.
that's because you're not active on it. You're not active. You could,
Yeah, I know, I'm
but
not really that active.
you know, like I do think that it's fair not to expect a response right away. But then that also does a catch 22. Like, has like, what would you do if a girl just keeps messaging and you're not responding?
Well, I mean, I hope they. I mean, if I don't want to respond, or
No, like, let's say you were busy for 7 hours and then you look and the girl sent you 4 messages.
oh, well, I would try to respond as soon as possible.
Really?
I'm the guy
Even
that
if
yeah.
she keeps messaging you and you're not responding?
Well, if I can respond and have a conversation, yes. But I
Okay,
hate leaving
wait.
messages unread.
Okay, but wait, let's say like I message you, and for instance, I don't respond if someone keeps. It's such a red flag for me. Like, let's say I message you and I'm like, "Hey Ben," and you never saw this. You're working, and then I'm like, "Hey Ben, how's it going?" Like 2 hours later. "Hey Ben, what are you doing 3 hours after that?" Ben question mark.
Oh,
You're
okay. If it's like that, okay, so that changes. If it's like, "Hey Ben, how's it going?" and then 2 hours later, it's like, "Hey, I was just thinking maybe we could do something this weekend." You know, like if it's a conversation, then yeah. But if it's like, "Hey Ben, hey Ben, hey Ben, hey Ben," I would be like, "Hey, I'm working." You know, like I'm busy.
but you're still responding.
So you would not respond at all if I'm like, "Hey Sherry."
No, no.
Oh,
I think it's such a red flag. Such a red flag. I think it's the creepiest fucking thing ever. Like that just shows that you don't respect any sort of boundary or personal space. Because you don't even allow this person, maybe I'm dealing with something. So you can't just wait for a response. If that's what you're like online and I haven't met you, what are you like in person? I think it's the creepiest thing. It is such a turn off. And I don't even understand why people would do that. Like, there are so many times where I could be interested in someone and I'm just busy and I don't respond back to them for like 24 hours. I'm not on the app. I'm out. I was like in Vegas. I was with my friend going for dinner, walking. I'm not someone who, when I'm out, I'm on my phone. I don't touch my phone when I'm out, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I try not to do that either.
yeah, it's rude. So, like, you're living your life and someone just keeps messaging you. So, if they're like that on an app and we haven't met and you don't respect the fact that for whatever reason, I'm not answering back. If it's not, I'm not interested. If it's, I'm busy. If it's, I've got personal things going on. For whatever reason, I haven't responded back and you continue to message, you just showed me that you have zero respect for personal boundaries. And I can only imagine what you do when someone actually likes you. What if you, or you like that person? If you can't respect boundaries when you don't know them and your life will go on, it doesn't matter whether this person responds or not. What are you going to do if we actually like each other and you fall for me and then you're obsessed with me and then you're messaging nonstop and showing up to my door and breaking down the door? Like, it's a whole fucking series. To me, it's creepy. It is like the beginning of a
Shit,
Dateline
you went
episode.
down a really weird rabbit hole. But yeah,
But it's
but
true.
true.
It's the
No, no,
beginning
no.
of
I
a
mean, I
Dateline
bet. Yeah, yeah.
episode.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, if
Every Dateline, like, boyfriend kills girlfriend, it's like he kept messaging her, she wasn't responding. He showed up at her door, she wasn't responding. Then there's her corpse, like,
they
it's just.
found her body 48 hours later.
And
Yeah.
guess who the fucking fingerprints are from? Homeboy who was texting on the app nonstop when you were responding. It all cycles back, you know? It all cycles back. It's always like that. You don't think so?
I mean, no. I
Okay, but
mean,
turn
no,
it
no, no,
around.
no. I mean, no. I mean, I get it. I have not thought of that. That's what I was trying to say. I mean, true. Yeah. I mean, if they're not respecting your time and like, hey, I'm busy. If I'm not answering, it's not because I'm trying to ghost you. I mean, I think it's like if it's been 3 days, then I mean, yeah, they're ghosting me. But if it's in the same day, yeah, they should wait at least.
Okay, but let me turn that around. Exactly. If they're ghosting you, they're not interested, then move on, right? So
Oh
let me
yeah,
turn
of
around.
course. Yeah,
Would
yeah.
you
I'm
do that? Would you continue to message somebody?
no.
And I wouldn't either. And guess what? Weird people who respect other people's boundaries. So
Of course,
don't
yeah.
you, wouldn't you rather
It's like
that?
the girl. It's like the girl that I met that I saw again.
Yes.
She never answered. I never reached back out. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
gonna eventually going back to that place, and I'm gonna see her. And if I see her, I'll talk to her. I'm not gonna be like, and then she
Weird.
disappeared. Yeah, no.
But you're still respecting her boundaries. And I know when you go to her place of work, you're gonna respect the distance and the space. Like, you're not gonna harass her. And
Yeah, no. I'm
it's
gonna be
way
like,
better.
hello, can I have a beer? Sorry, I don't know you.
No, you should
I
just
don't
be
talk to
polite and normal.
ghosts.
I, no, just keep looking like
No,
you're
of
trying to,
course.
but try to look like you're ordering, but you can't see her because she's a ghost. You see,
Yeah.
you know. But
I'm like,
that's
shit, who's
better.
serving that beer? That beer is floating.
Casper. But come on, that's better than a girl who, like, won't stop messaging you. She's probably literally digging your body size hole in her backyard. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that far fucking off.
Yeah, no, no, no. I get what you're saying, and I have never thought of that. I don't think I've ever encountered someone that's texting me that much. And
But
and
you
yeah.
seem to, even if they do it 3 times, you're like, oh, like, I could do once.
Well, again, it depends on what the text is. Because if they're like, hey, I saw like, hey Ben, and then nothing, and then hey, I saw that there's gonna be this event going on in I don't know, in 5 days. Wanted to see if you were interested, and
That's
that's
fine.
two, and then maybe like, hey, did you get it or something like that? I'm like, okay, but if it's just like, mom, mommy, mom, mommy, mom,
It is mom. It is
mom,
mom.
mom, mommy, mom.
I never thought of it that way. I never thought of it that way. But that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. It is a mom thing. That is so fucked.
Yeah.
Do it,
So
then you know they've got mama issues too. So that it just
wow.
goes in.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you just discovered something there. Okay,
Yeah.
well, here's another thing. I also hate you were asking about someone asking for a number. I can't stand when the guy is like messaging, okay? And but they're only asking one side questions. So you're like, oh, what do you do for a living? They're like, I do whatever. Where did you grow up? They're like, I grew up in Austin. When did you move to LA? I moved to LA 10 years ago. And then they don't ask you anything fucking back. And you're like, what a narcissist. This is a one-sided fucking question. And then they go, do you want to grab dinner tonight? It's like, you don't know fuck all about me. I don't want to go to dinner and just talk about you. Like, like that's I've had that happen so much where these guys do one-sided questions. They don't ask you anything back, and then they literally just ask you to meet. And it's like either they're just looking for ass, they only care about what you look like, because or they say things like, "Oh, well, we can't get to know each other over the app." Well, it's like, well, I like to know five fucking simple questions. Like,
Yeah.
and I would appreciate someone who reciprocates, because if you can't do it on the app, then what makes me sure you'll do it in person? And I don't want to just sit there and ask you a million questions about yourself and just talk about you, which has happened. I've gone on dates with guys who literally they just talk about themselves, and it's like I'm not interested in that.
Of course. Yeah. No. Yeah. If somebody would just talk about herself, I would be like, yeah, okay. I
Do
mean,
you get
I'm
that
also
with
here.
girls where they're like, where you're like, oh, when did you move to Austin? They're like 5 years ago, and then you're like, oh, okay, what do you do over here? They're like bartender. No,
Meet these guys. Yeah, I don't know. You have.
online,
I don't know.
online.
I know, but the other thing is that you really do use those apps, and you do go on a lot of dates, and I don't. Like that's our difference. I mean, but the few dates that I've gone have not been terrible. But again, you have more experience in that because you're applying to a lot of jobs.
All right.
Oh,
When applying to a lot of jobs, but when applying to a lot of jobs, make sure you have some fucking conversation first. It's so
of
annoying. Like,
course,
make
yeah.
it a two-way
Uh,
conversation.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I mean, even oh, what about you? Like if there was already a question, well, just say what about you? What do you do?
you could just even
Like,
do a you question mark. you don't even
yeah,
you don't even gotta spell what about you. Just make sure you're like
letter
5 years.
question
Yeah.
mark.
Just put something fucking there. Like, don't be such a fucking narcissist that you don't even just do a you and a question mark. Like, oh, and on top of it, there are guys like that too. And I've seen on my guys' friends' profiles, girls do this too, where they respond, you're like, hey, how's it going? They're like, great, thank you, like within minutes, okay? And then you're
Yeah,
like, what are you doing today? They're like, not much, what are you? And then they're like, hey, I'm never on this app. Can I get your number? Back to when you were asking about the number thing, I just remembered this. And it's like, well, you just fucking responded nonstop for the last 20 minutes. So you are on this fucking app.
yeah,
So asking for my number 5 seconds in and using that I'm never on this app thing is just bullshit. Like, I'm just not giving you my number. I've
yeah.
seen that too.
Something that happened to me. Somebody was trying to catfish me.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so I saw this profile of this girl and I liked it and we hit it off. No, so she liked back and then we started talking and right off the bat she, which I think it was a he, but with all these pictures of her, was like, "Oh, I really not so much in this app. Do you want to exchange numbers?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, and again, it's coming from a girl, so I'm more waiting for her to be okay with
Comfortable.
exchanging numbers. Like I don't mind, but a lot of girls I think they're more like, oh, I have to be careful. What if he's there are all these murder mysteries. More girls are listening
You,
to them,
you're
so
trying, you're trying to respect her like making sure she's
of
comfortable.
course,
That's what you're
yeah,
saying. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, sure, let's exchange numbers, and we exchanged the numbers, and we started texting. And so then some conversation went kind of like weird, where she was telling me that she lived in Atlanta, but she moved to Austin, and she was working at this grocery store. Here is really big, HEB, and it's a really good grocery. And but well, whatever. But then when she said, "Oh yeah, it's in Georgetown, which is near Austin," I'm like, "Oh, is it this one?" And she's like, yeah, but like it just didn't make sense what she was saying. I'm like, okay. And then she kept saying, "Oh, but I'm in Atlanta right now." And I'm like, "Wait, you're Atlanta?" "Oh yeah, my mom is sick, so I had to come over here." And I was like, something's off. So I went back into the profile, and she had deleted that profile. And so I was like, "Hey, I was trying to save your number with your photo. Can you send me one of your photos?" And she sent me one of the photos. And I did a reverse search on Google, and it's a porn star. So it was a photo of a porn star that had a bunch of photos, like not naked or anything, just like a regular. But somebody had already created so many fake accounts with her photos that she even had a picture of herself, the real porn star, saying, "This is the real me. I'm not on any dating app," or something
No
like that.
way. No
Yeah.
way.
So she was aware that somebody was using her photos to create false accounts.
That's
And
actually
so,
really interesting.
yeah, it was so weird. And I
Did she
was
ask
like,
you for anything?
no, no, but I thought she was going to ask me for something, because when she started saying that she was visiting her mom that was in the hospital,
Oh,
and blah blah blah, and then I'm pretty sure she was gonna be like, "I'm gonna need some help to go back to Austin." I thought she would. It was gonna go into like, "I don't have money right now. Can you help me out with like
she
plane
was
tickets
setting
or?"
it up.
Yeah, yeah. So she was telling me all this story, and but I caught it right away. I'm like, this is not. And yeah, I just felt it was kind of weird. And yeah, when I did the reverse search of the photo, I was like, oh, I'm not talking to this girl,
At
like,
least you reverse search. I have a lot of guy friends who've been catfished, and actually nowadays it's on, I've never seen it on the girl profiles ever, ever, ever. Never, like on, I mean, like guy, like men fake profiles. I've never seen it. I know so many stories of guys who've been catfished from day one. I'd only
yeah,
say in the last year I see fake male profiles, and it's usually the same couple pictures. And because my girlfriend's in tech and she's into all this, like she's really into AI and stuff, some of them it's even harder to tell now because they're AI photos.
yeah.
And so now there are profiles like that. But I hear, like, I have a guy friend who got catfish like that, but the girl or guy or whatever it was found her Facebook. Like it was like this long ago where Facebook was a thing. And not only that, broke into their Facebook. And he had made the mistake of sending naked selfies. And the guy or girl, whatever the catfisher was, said to
Yeah.
him, if you don't pay this whatever amount of money, I'm going to post all your selfies, naked selfies on your Facebook for your entire family and everyone to see. And my guy friend is like so ballsy. He's like, I don't care, post it away. I've got a great penis. And so that was the end of it. But I've heard like horror stories. Like that one's a funny one. Like he really was like, yeah, fuck, post it. I don't care.
Yeah, of course.
And then like, don't look on my Facebook today. It's probably not what you want to see, but but I have another guy friend who actually paid those. I think for a while they were like Apple gift cards or something.
Oh yeah.
And but I mean, like, also, like, I've like seen it gets kind of weird. Like the girl told him they switched numbers, and then the catfisher says, "I don't have FaceTime working on my phone. The camera's broken. But if you buy me Apple gift cards, I can go buy a new phone and we can FaceTime." And he actually fucking went and bought Apple gift cards. I don't know how it works. Like, do you email them or how
Well,
they
you can, yeah,
get it?
you can send them, yeah, via
By
email.
email?
Yeah.
Okay, so he did that, and then the person fucked off like a $1,200 or $1,300 in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I don't know where this was gonna go, and then when I totally realized that, I just blocked that number, and I was like, nope.
But
not
you are
today's thing.
so smart. You are so smart to take those extra few steps.
I still
Because
have the photo. I'll send you the photo
yeah,
of
I want to see.
yeah. So I'll send you the photo of what was on her profile. And she does not look like a porn
But
star.
I
Like
mean,
the
yes,
photos
yes,
were
I
just like regular everyday girl, like nothing like t-shirt and jeans, like
oh, you're cutting.
nothing crazy. Oh, the photos were not
You're
anything
cutting out a
crazy. They
bunch,
were
by the way.
just you were cutting out too.
Just regular photos. Oh, that's well,
Yeah.
whatever. We cut out then. But so what
Hopefully
you're
everyone
saying is
can
that
listen to us. Yeah.
well, I mean, well, here's the gist, everyone. What Ben is saying is that the porn star doesn't look like a porn star 24/7. There are actual photos of her looking not like a porn star.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm being sarcastic, you fuck. Of course she has regular photos.
Yeah,
She probably
no, of course. But
you're
yeah.
like I she had a photo where her vagina and tits weren't out. Like just so we're clear. It was, we found that the actual porn star has a normal photo. Yes,
Yeah.
asshole. She's a human being. She
I
had
know,
probably
I know.
Facebook.
No, what I'm saying is not I was not seeing like like she was totally naked. I'm like, oh yeah, let me swipe right for that. Like no, they were like just regular photos. Like that I just want the people to hear like not that I
So, guys, if you see photos of a girl, don't just assume she's not a porn star. Always back search Google because God knows that porn stars do have regular selfies too. So just
yeah, no, but
so
yeah, that's but no, what I'm trying to say is like also guys watch out. I mean, you never know. Like shit can happen. And girls too. You
I'm
should
telling
also
you,
probably reverse some photos.
with AI now, I don't even know if that works. Does it work? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
The
They're
ones
not
on
that
on
smart.
the girls so far have been the same photos over and over. Like it's like five faces you just constantly see with different names, and you're like you start to recognize. You're like, oh, I saw that fucker, and I match with that fucker, and I know he's fake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I know for guys. I mean, guys do kind of have it a little bit bad. I was gonna share a couple bad, not fake catfishing stories, but just a couple bad stories my guy friends say. And I'm sharing this because I want people to know that these things are normal. It happens. So if it happens to you, it's okay. Like we all go through shitty dates. Not Ben because he lives under a cave, but or under a rock and he's not dating. But you know, it's good for people to know that if you're actively dating, these shitty things happen. And so I wanted to share a couple of stories with my guy friends of like little bit of like random things. Like I've had guy friends who tell the girl tells them to meet them somewhere, and it'll be like we have a mall in the valley that also has a lot of restaurants, and the girl
Mhm.
told my guy friend like meet me at this whatever mall. Well, there's so many restaurants. It's not just like a mall. Like there's also like I don't know what you call them, where there's like outside of the stores too, like kind of like cute little community thing. But so
What's
he's
that?
there then.
There's nothing of that over here in Texas.
Yes, you do. I've been in Texas. You guys have those like strip malls, but a
I'm
fancy version. A
I
fancy
know
version.
I know what you mean. Yeah, like malls with restaurants. Yeah, outdoorsy malls.
They're cute. They're cute. I mean,
Yes.
so okay, so he met her there, and then she said before lunch, I want to go to the store, and then literally tried on a bunch of stuff, and then waited for him to pay. Like these fucking things happen, like and it.
Oh
He
hell
was
no.
dummy enough. He paid. I had that happen to another guy friend. He was like, "Fuck off! I'm not paying," and left. But that one did pay. So, I mean, that's his own fault. I definitely think
Yeah.
it's his own fault. But I'm just saying, like, shitty fucking things can happen. Or, like, you can feel used, even catfish in a sense, but I mean, not catfish because it is the person, but they are taking obvious, opportunity out of you. And another catfish thing too is I also had another guy friend who showed up on a date and the girl was like 100 and something pounds bigger than her. Not that it's a big deal that someone is bigger. I don't mind that at all. Like, I actually like my guy a little chubby, but but I'm just saying, that's another thing. Like they misrepresented themselves. And so he left on the date because he felt taken advantage of. And he actually likes bigger girls, like chubby, but like she was a little bit bigger than he liked or whatever. But the point is it's like this misrepresentation, and you have these shitty experiences. People do misrepresent themselves. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate. You really shouldn't do it because, like, for instance, there's somebody out there for everybody, and so why not just present yourself in a way that the right person matches with you and wants to go on a date with you versus being shocked at your appearance or intentions. Like there are guys that want to take a girl shopping. Go match with that one, you know? Like you don't
Of
need to
course.
be so fucking opportunistic or so misrepresenting yourself. But they happen, shitty things happen and shitty days happen, but both of those guys kept dating and both of them are now in healthy, happy relationships.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, we should not just stop doing it. I don't do it because I'm okay with it. But yeah, but not because you have three bad dates or four, it means that every big date is gonna be bad.
I've had like 100 bad dates. I've had so many fucking bad dates, it's ridiculous. Like when we start going through my bad date stories, we'd have to make 25 fucking podcasts. Just you know,
And
like
listeners, like Sherry has gone through 100 bad dates, and she's still on it, and she's still
yeah, I'm
strong
still
on
swiping.
each. Yeah, so yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I still, I don't enjoy going out that much, like on bad dates anymore. Like I used to love because I used to love to share the funny story. I would take it like, oh yes, I can't wait to tell my friends about this. Like as shitty as it felt in the moment, the next day I was like, oh, everyone's gonna laugh. And I like making people laugh, but I don't enjoy it as much anymore because I'm almost 40 and it's like, well, fuck, how many of these bad dates am I gonna go on? But I know it's part of the game. And all I can say is present yourself as who you are, the real you, photos, personality, all of it. Don't be negative. These are things if you want to meet someone seriously and be open and just accept the fact that you're going to have to go through the struggles in order to meet the right person.
yeah, yeah, and be honest in your profile.
Mm-hmm.
Share how you are, um, and yeah, because they're gonna know who you are, and it's not that
Exactly.
fake profile that you have there. So yeah,
I have like not for sensitive people on mine, like super sarcastic. I don't do well with sensitive people because the reality is I'm cutthroat. One, like if you ask me, like, hey, does this make me look fat? If I think it does, I'm going to say yes. So I'm not a sugarcoater. I'm not fucking Willy Wonka. I don't sugarcoat shit. So,
Mhm.
you know, I have it on
Yeah,
my profile, and I just I don't put it in a negative way. Like if you're sensitive, I'm not the person for you. Go find someone. Like I'm just like, hey, super sarcastic. Don't do like not for sensitive people. Like FYI, you know,
yeah,
it's just
yeah. What I'm gonna
finding
put is, yeah, I'm gonna put finding my Mrs. Potato Head.
finding looking under
Look,
rocks
look.
for the nose of my potato.
That's what I'm gonna put in my profile next.
We gotta get you more active on there.
Okay, I'll show you my profile one of these
I
days so
know.
we can.
I want you to screenshot
Well,
it to me after.
okay, we'll work on it.
Well, I definitely think you're someone who should put I let the dogs out because that really suits your personality. But all right,
Sounds good.
I'm good. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No,
I talked
just
so much
everyone
on
have
this
a great
one.
weekend. Yeah.
All right. I'm finally giving you 5 seconds to talk. I was talking so much today.
No, it's fine. Well, you've gone to a whole lot of dates and you use the app more than I do, so you're you have more knowledge of this than me.
And yet I've been way more single longer than you have. That's the sad part. My mom always says, how could you go on so many dates and not like anyone? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
You just become pickier and pickier.
I just want a specific Mr. Potato Head. Okay. There's a very specific potato head for me.
Seems like it's not in LA, but good luck on that.
I thought that too, but I went to New York and I couldn't find it there either. So,
I mean, there's still 48 more states to go.
um, well, those are the only two I live in. So that was, that's where I end. That's the end of my my search party. I mean, I look in Vegas a little too, but it's
Yeah,
just
but
not for
yeah.
me. All right, so I'll talk to you next
All
week.
right. Yeah. See you next week.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Yes, everyone have a great weekend. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, the perfect underscore letter X. And and yeah, hope to see you next. Hope to hear from you next weekend. Next week.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.